Yay! So I believe we are live now. Hi everyone, we're so happy to see you today. And again, let's get started this party.
Hi, ladies.
Hi,
Hello.
girls.
Good to see you
Hi,
back.
yeah,
Be
good
back
to
at
Good to
this.
see you
Yeah.
again.
sure, and welcome.
Another
So
date.
It becomes a tradition.
yeah, it is. So today we are going to talk about sales burnout and the science behind this energy. And after this webinar, you will know one real reason, not only one, by the way, the real reasons salespeople burn out. And typically it's not what you think it is. So please stay till the end. Then you also will know how to spot burnout before your body forces to stop. And you will see a live mindset check, which we are going to do for our guest and show how you miss your body signals and how it shows you what to do next. And also, you will get a lot of practicals through tools from all of us because we've been in sales a lot of time. And yeah, so right now, if you don't mind, Natalie, maybe you can start and tell us more about the real reasons you think salespeople can burn out.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm glad to see everyone here. So, all right, let's talk about something that no one wants to admit out loud. So, we talk a lot about sales burnout. We blame the complexity of the product, the quarterly quotas, uncertainty of the market. Those are real for sure. But I would like to talk about something different. And well, according to my experience, the number one energy drainer in sales isn't the client, it isn't the product, it's not even a quota, it's leadership. So lack of energy leads to burnout, and sometimes leaders they really drain their sales team's energy. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And it's not something obvious like toxicity, or micromanagement, screaming, or pressure. That's easy to spot. I would like to talk about the subtle killers, the ones that slowly suck the life out of your best salespeople until they are just, going through the motions. And the scariest part here is that most leaders, they don't even know they are doing it. So I have three ways, just the ones that I want to tell you about. Three ways the leadership quietly destroys sales energy. And again, this it comes from my personal experience because when I realized that I had this burnout, I just tried to understand why that happened, and that's what came to my mind. So the first one, I would like to talk about the shifting target. So you hit your number, you celebrate for about 5 seconds, and then your manager says, "Great job, but next quarter we're raising the bar. And by the way, we've added three new products, and we need to do more cross sell from you." And you're standing there like thinking, wait, I just did what you asked. And instead of feeling done, I feel like I'm running it on a treadmill, like that's getting faster and faster. That's not motivation, that's exhaustion. And when leaders constantly move the goalpost without celebrating the win, they teach their team that enough is never enough. And that's when the energy dies. Because if hitting your number doesn't feel like a victory, why would you even try? Sounds familiar, girls?
Ah.
Very much so.
It took me back memories years ago.
Yeah. Definitely, and I'm sure you felt this, and I felt this too, and yeah, that's what we have actually. But the next part that I want to talk about as well, it's the hero complex. So let's just imagine. So you got promoted from a junior salesperson to a senior one, and the leader who says, now you're a senior salesperson, so you should know how to handle this or that. Just figure this out. And on the surface, that sounds like empowerment, right? But in fact, it's like abandonment. So you know what happens when a leader does that? The salesperson goes into the meeting, They don't have the strategic support they need, and they are winging it. They lose the deal. And then the leader says, "What happened? You should have handled that better." And the salesperson walks away thinking, like, again, not enough. I'm not enough, not good enough. I failed. But here is the truth: they didn't fail, their leader failed them. Because senior salespeople, they don't need hand holding, but they do need strategic air cover. They do need a leader who says, "I've got your back, let's strategize this together." And when they don't get that, they start to question themselves, they stop taking risks, they stop bringing their full energy. And that's, like, not a sales problem, that's a leadership problem. And Asil, again, I'm sure you felt this too. I know that you felt this too.
I was just kind of like thinking, going through my head, and just all of those memories coming back. I remember completely being lost with a couple of my sales, deals. It was a big project, and the client was asking just for flexibility. And I really could not, like, there was, when I approached my manager, the response that I got basically ended up, just completely misguiding me. So there was either no guidance in terms of how to handle complex deals, if you will, right? You just get thrown into the pool and just sink or swim. So that's majority of the times when I felt like, and I think that's what I also can relate to, is that something that feels like a promotion ends up being a trap, and you kind of have to figure it out because you wanted to be there, right? You kind of wanted to be there. You wanted to be promoted. You wanted to do better. You
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do, like, to hit bigger numbers. But then you realize that, hey, I was not really, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this new space is. Like, I feel like I don't know anything. Anyways, I'll talk about this probably later on, but it definitely, yeah, brought back a
Mm-hmm.
lot of memories.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And actually, I would like to, to continue with the third one that came to my mind. It's the empathy gap. So they are all connected with each other, but this one I want to bring it separately, just because maybe for some of us it hurts the most. So we are human beings. You are a human being. I mean, a salesperson, and we all have this life outside of work. And maybe a kid is sick. Maybe the partner is going through something. Maybe you are going through something, and your leader's response: "I get it, but we really need this deal closed by Friday." Doesn't sound nice, I believe. And now, like, I'm not saying that leaders, they need to be therapists. Of course not. There is a huge difference between being a manager and being a leader. And a manager says, "What's your number this quarter?" But a leader says, "How are you doing this quarter?" Because, like, your teams, like sales teams energy, it doesn't come from their skills, it comes from how they feel. And if they feel like they're just a number on a spreadsheet or a tool, they will perform like a number on a spreadsheet or a tool, like average, going through the motions. But if they feel seen, if they feel like their leader actually gives a shit about them as a person, they will run through walls for you. They will bring energy you didn't even know they had. And this one really comes from my personal experience and really resonates to me. So, what do you girls think about this one, about the empathy gap?
Well, thank God I had good ones. I have to say, no, I honestly did have a good leader, and I felt protected. Like you said, I felt comfortable and safe, and I always knew that whatever comes from above, it doesn't fall directly on me, and I have a good umbrella. So I think the leader
Hmm.
should be a good umbrella that keeps you from falling anything from the sky directly to your head. So I would say,
Yeah.
in most cases, I got lucky, but not everywhere.
Well, I also have good experience, and like, as far as I remember, a few leaders that I had, they were good enough. I mean, always, like, personal approach, and I felt seen, I felt understood, and that's it bring like a huge value to me when it comes to my to leaders that I worked with. So yeah. So yes, these are like energy drainers because and it doesn't come from the product, it doesn't come from the market, but it comes from the leadership. So I thought that it's important to bring this to the table. So girls, continue.
Yeah, so what do you think?
I think everybody, not only in sales, can relate to management challenges, right? Everybody has had very different experiences with their management and their relationship with boss. When it's supportive, it's a completely different performance. I completely agree, Natalie. When you feel that you're supported, you're trusted, they believe in you, it just changes your, it empowers you in so many ways. You really feel like you could turn mountains. But I think a lot of the times when I see is that true leaders, managers, they're great when they serve you. They are there to support you, to bring you to growth, to help you grow, because that's what they see as their main job, as their main mission, not use you for their growth, for their own
As a
personal
tool.
benefit. Yeah, exactly. And I think we can see, the difference very clearly when, the different kind of leaders that we had. And I think we've all, when we work together as a team, we've had the privilege and honor of working with some of a great manager, a great leader. And I think that alone was a great experience in terms of what true leader can do for you, can do for the team, right? In terms of uniting and building a great team. So I think we can all, and I feel really, really lucky that we've had that experience, that we had the chance to share that experience together as a team with a great
Correct.
manager.
I know who you're talking about, and I think we all know who you're talking
Exactly, exactly.
We could say hi to her, but
Just a-
later on, yeah.
Later,
it just
yeah.
it just brings a smile to my face every time.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I do believe that everything we've just heard is true, definitely. But I do know that people mirroring us. So I know that leadership matters, quotas matters, the growing complexity of sales matters. But here's the question, and maybe I will ask you, ladies: why do you think two people experience the exact same environment so differently? Same manager, same product, same quota, but one burns out, the other keeps growing. Why? Because maybe burnout isn't just happening around us, but maybe it's happening inside us, away before the consequence. And about this, neuroscience tells us that burnout is created by the amount of stress your brain has to process every single day. And most sales spend years obtaining in high beta brainwaves because what do sales do? They negotiate, they solve problems, right? They make fast decisions and think strategically. And every time when you're in this mode, you are staying in high beta for too long time, to be honest. And these beta waves, they are trying to lead you. From the beta waves perspective, you can double check my video how different brain waves are influencing you and how you need to use them. And you also can double check Joe Dispenza. He had a lot of experiences about this. But anyway, beta leads you to chronic stress. And that can increase cortisol levels and keeping your nervous system in a survival mode. So instead of selling, you're surviving. You sleep, but you don't truly recover. You make decisions from anxiety instead of clarity, or your body stays on a high alert, and your body gives you signals, because whenever you wake up after 8 hours of sleeping and you're still tired, yeah, it is sign number one. If you're constantly replaying these conversations, planning tomorrow, even when you're supposed to be rested or relaxing anyway, this is the signal number two. Or you become impatient or irritable or emotionally numb. So these are all signals. So if you're in that state right now, you should think away before your management starting irritating you. In this state, your brain finds it much harder to relax, switch off, or notice new opportunities. This is the most important part because our brain, some kind of a mirroring, right? What we have inside. So outside world is going to be based on what is inside you. So if you in a good mood, you're relaxed, etc., you have nice and good opportunities. You see them and you can get them. If you don't have them and you're operating in beta mode, as I mentioned, unfortunately, instead your brain automatically falls back on hold protective patterns and familiar way of reacting. So you won't be seeing new opportunities. And now you can imagine this. Every quarter, the target gets higher, as Natalie mentioned, the pipeline it gets bigger, the deals become more complex, enterprise sales replace SMB, more stakeholders, objections, uncertainty, and your brain never gets permissions to switch off. By the way, I can hear kids whose kids are running on the background, I mean. So, yeah, eventually your body forgets what safety feels like, what relaxed state it feels like. And you are no longer selling, you are surviving. And survival is one of the most expensive state for the human body. It's very expensive. At the end of this session, we've invited a guest and we will show you how that works and how the person can feel like based on her request, of course. And because where your attention goes, your energy flows, that means you are not yourself in that state. And I would say there is kind of another layer which nobody thinks about. How burnout is happening inside. Your manager, any triggers like external pressure, target or the situation, all of these are about external trigger. That's it. So it's not just they are bad or something, but the program, which is subconscious program that behind that, um, um, and it is internal. Yeah. So it helps you to some kind of attract the people in the situation and whenever you're going to react to them. So when we think about burnout, we usually think I'm working too much. But what I mean is, like by program, most of the people they carry subconscious programs inside them, and I don't mean anything mystical. By subconscious program, I mean automatic subconscious pattern, the beliefs, the emotional reactions, and behaviors that run in the background before you even realize that. You can read the works of Frank Kinslow or Richard Bartlett. They always talk about this. And then, if you think about your brain like a computer, and let's say a person wants to get more salary or higher position, etc., what is going to be behind that? When you need higher income, a bigger career step, moving to a new country or major purchase, more responsibility or bigger scale, the brain faces something unfamiliar. So it's kind of a stress. And you need to go from one level to another one. And here's it as like you need to install, like on the computer, you need new software, more powerful, right? But an old program which is inside you is still running in the background, and here's the conflict between them, and it will continue influencing the final result. And this is the moment when hidden internal program can become activated. So you spend too much energy to fight for this. Because speaking of the people, at the beginning you've mentioned that we are kind of like robots. Definitely we are biological robots because human operates mostly from 95-97% of our subconscious patterns, and each thought and action mostly made an autopilot. We don't think. Our reactions happen automatically based on our subconscious programs. I can convince you, you can just, if you're watching this video, you can just DM me for a quick mindset check, and I will highlight you what subconscious program is running your life right now, managing your life. Yeah, right now. So, for example, let's say we have fear of rejection or feeling responsible for everything, or we have the need to please everyone. Gosh, this is the worst.
People
To be honest.
pleaser is probably the biggest, yeah, the biggest
True, true.
energy.
It was mine. It was mine as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody can recognize yourself in this. Or if you constantly proving your value, which Natalie was mentioned at the very beginning,
Not
right?
enough.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So these are all your subconscious programs. Whenever you just rewrite them in your brain, you will start attracting this situation, and you will stop attracting that kind of people. Yeah. So
I think
they're
a lot of times, sorry, Ina, just to
yeah, sure,
interrupt,
sure.
I just had this thought in my mind. I think a lot of the times when we're so busy, we're so wrapped up in this constant flow of work, of commitments, of responsibilities, we never really stop and think about what we're actually doing, like actually taking a step back and looking at ourselves like, what the heck are
True,
you
true.
doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you reacting this way? Why are you saying yes to things that you should be saying no to, right?
True, true, true.
Why
Yeah.
are you letting people hijack your calendar? It's a meeting for the sake of a meeting. You have other things, other better things to do.
True, true,
I
true.
mean, I remember doing this, just was completely a waste of time. And I'm sure you can relate to this. Like, you know how in sales sometimes your performance is tied to like busy work, right? Based on activity, based on the number of activities that you do, based on the number of calls, emails, anything,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot that you send. And it was like the least favorite things of my mind to do, but it was like something that I had to like put a check mark every day, because what, I'm a responsible person, I have to do it, and I don't want this little thing to affect my KPIs, right? And so I would leave it at the last minute, but I would do it as an absolute like, uh what's the right word for it? It was just like, it was my least favorite time of the day, let's just put it that
True,
way.
true, true.
As if you
Yeah.
I
are a
have
number on a spreadsheet, right?
exactly. And I kept thinking, it's like, and I never really stopped and at that time, I never really asked myself, I can say no. Like, why am I doing this? This is not an RGA, revenue generating activity. That's what I should be doing as an AE, account executive. I should be generating revenue. And this is not doing this. It's completely valueless. It's bringing no value. It's not like affecting, it's low MQL leads, like I shouldn't even be here, but I never actually stopped and thought about it until very much late. So I think what you're saying is just, so whoever's watching this, you don't need to hit rock bottom to be burnt out completely to start actually being
Mm.
aware of
I
what you're doing.
know.
So listen up.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
true, true. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Because, all of these programs, they start consuming your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and over time, this energy drain can lead to emotional burnout, which we are saying, yeah, which we're talking right now about. And imagine you're putting your all energy to convince people. So why you're doing this? You're convincing people that you're good enough. You're convincing the world that you are good enough, and you deserve to be here, and you deserve to take this position. So why do you need it? You don't need it. Yeah, this is why very often people are exhausted, not because of the work itself, but because of new level of dream in the in their brain is activating, and an old subconscious pattern it leads them, and it eats our energy from inside. And this is kind of a secret behind a science story, backstage of burnout. And the problem isn't the sales call, the rejection, the quota, nothing from those. These situations activate like something that has been living inside you a long time. So just think about this.
Like a
And every
trigger.
time, yeah, yeah, kind of a trigger.
Mm.
So, and
Mm.
every time this happens, your brain spends energy on protecting your past patterns, because this is our nature. We are protecting. Our subconscious protects us from new, a very unknown experience. Because what is the most, scariest thing in the world? Unknown, right? If I'm
Mhm.
unknown what is
Mm.
going on, I have no certainty. That means it's like the scariest thing I've ever heard from people, let's say, according to statistics. So instead of helping yourself to perform, create, and grow, you are wasting your energy to keep, feeding this program, let's say. And I also would like to share, um, from my perspective, five subconscious programs, the most popular five hidden subconscious programs. So maybe if you recognize yourself, please DM me or ask us, because we will help you to figure this out. So one of them, it connects to KPI, right? We all, sales are about KPI, right? you guys. So, and here, what will be leading you is living from a scarcity mindset, a lack mentality, let's say. And for example, you can keep running those thoughts as, if I don't say yes and I give them the big discount right now, I may never get another client. So this is fear, yeah, because fear is ruling you. Or if I stop pushing myself, I'll lose my job, my income, my future opportunities. It's like, oh my God, the world will be stopped. So yeah, and this is keeps people focus on what they don't have instead of what they have and that what they can bring to this world. Or Natalie, you mentioned hero complex. So the subconscious program, which is behind that, it is hyper responsibility. Yeah, drain program, however you're going to call it. And typically you think, I can't ask for help. It's my job to handle everything myself, or I do better than everyone else. Or if I don't do an extra mile, we'll lose the deal or something like this. Sometimes you need to just relax, whenever you are in relax and enjoying mode, everything is happening amazingly well. So,
And your quota will be hit. Just relax.
in the relaxed mode, especially for women. Ladies, this is just your dream life. We are so pleased to be women in this world. We also mentioned empathy gap. So here, people behind that, they also have they typically have such a subconscious program as people pleasing or external validation program. And I cannot say no. I don't want to disappoint anyone. And here's again some kind of a fear. If I say no, I will be disappointing them, or I will ruin our relationship or something like this. Or if everyone is happy with me, then I'm doing a good job. And here, my father always says, I'm not a 100 bill. Not everyone is going to like me,
Mm.
or I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. In another words, so and I don't even wish to be 100 bill. So, at least not so
Better be
small.
a
That's a
woman.
great way to put it.
Right? It's true, true. So yeah, it is. And in terms of the shifted target, you also mentioned that, yeah. So here behind that is subconscious program worth proving. Works twice as hard for the same reward, doing 2,000 USD job, while paying like 1,000 or 100. Because you keep running this thought. I can't slow down. There's always another target to hit, and this is what you told us, Natalie, about, right?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
and you have to keep proving your value through your results. But guys, just stop and listen to yourself. You are trying to show people that you are valuable. You're valuable by your birth as it is. No need to do this. You can choose another way. And that is why, to become a charged battery for your clients, you need to take care of yourself first. Yourself first, put mask on yourself, and then to your children, and then to your mindset first as well. And clients, they don't buy the product; they feel your state, your
Sorry,
confidence. Yeah,
Hmm.
sure.
I just had to laugh about it. It's like, imagine if we were told, take care of yourself before of your clients on our first day at work and sales. Like that would have been such a
It's actually
I was
really
like,
fun.
guys,
True.
numbers are important,
Relax.
money is important, right? Relax. You got this. Take care of yourself,
I think
right?
we
Have
can
your
release a new
coffee.
course. Yeah, we can release a new sales course about this, because this is
I just
actually
love this.
true. True, true, true. It's actually a good idea. Let's write this down.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
yeah, because your internal state influences the way you communicate, handle objections, and build trust, which we actually discussed in our previous webinar. You can double check us. The four sales traps even top performance fall into. Um, so I believe, from my point of view, from what I've seen, from my perspective, because I've been in sales 11 years plus, so this works. And right now, I'm happy to help any of you. I don't know, Asil, maybe you would like to add anything else?
No, I think it's really sometimes, those are the things we never thought about. We never I never had this thing about, oh, I need to really kind of like step back aside and just kind of look at what I'm doing, like really understand being self-aware and think extremely important, not just in sales, in anything in your life. Just and I think that's um, it's I think when I became a parent, it also became much more apparent to me in terms of when you're saying that take care of yourself before taking care of others, right? If you're not in a good state of mind, if you're not in a good state of well being, how can you be your best? How can you bring your best to the client? How can you help them the best or give them the service that they need? I think it just totally makes sense. Now, years and years ago when I was in sales and I was completely burned out and I didn't want to go to work, I didn't want to meet clients, I didn't want to talk to them, I didn't realize this. And I think having, if I had this conversation with you back then, Ina, if you were there, I think it would have really helped. No, seriously, because nobody told us that we should take care of ourselves. We should take care of our mental health. We started actually talking about it more. Everybody was so wrapped up and so busy with just hitting numbers. That was the the drive.
Just
Uh,
don't you think
and
it comes with experience only? I mean,
Maybe,
no,
maybe,
no,
but
I think so too. I
Like,
think so
it
too.
comes
I
from
would
your
agree with
energy,
you.
while we were talking, by the way, and we're just talking, we are enjoying our conversation right now, and leads are keep coming to us. So this is how it works. Whenever a woman is enjoying her life, leads are coming to her. Just, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to push harder.
So you need to work on your marketing, your self awareness in your marketing.
oh, self-awareness, absolutely. Actually, there was a time when it was just so beyond, like when you, I think when you, there's a point where you hit it and you're just like, okay, I can't keep doing this. Like there was a point for me when I was just so utterly physically exhausted, while having two kids and trying to do sales and trying to be very successful at it. I actually, kind of like read some books, and that's something that I would love to share actually. What really helped me to kind of like look at it from a different perspective. What Ina is talking about is like completely is a game changer. So I would really encourage people to actually give it a chance. If you're feeling like you're not doing your best, if you're feeling like I had this feeling, I there was a time when I would wait for, or I had meetings with a client, and then you know how like there's one thing that you dread in sales, like a no show. You booked a meeting and then the client doesn't show up and doesn't give you any
mm,
warning that they're not coming. That's one thing that I used to dread. But at my lowest at burnout, I actually wished for a no show. Can you imagine? It was so bad. I'm feeling ashamed of admitting it, but that's it. Like I've said it. I actually sat there looking at my computer, wishing the client would not come. That was how bad like my exhaustion was. And that was a red flag, a big red flag. When I noticed that over and over happening, I said, okay, we got to stop doing this. And my message is that you don't need to be in that position. You don't need to be in that state of complete burnout to start acting. You need to do it now before you actually get there. And you'll actually be much more your performance will be much higher because you've actually taken action in a different way than we did.
and it's
Sure.
not gonna be so
Different.
painful.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't need to
And
have
you're,
years of experience, yeah, or learn it the
yeah,
hard way. Not necessarily
yeah,
when
and
you
still,
do it
you're
right.
not alone. We've been at this stage as well, so no
Oh,
worries.
completely,
we,
completely.
we,
That's
we
what we hear,
shouldn't.
girls.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we all
enjoy.
share the same pain.
True, true.
True, true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just so much. But it was a learning experience the hard way, and people don't have to do it the hard way.
Yep.
So, Tiana, maybe you would like to add anything else because, yeah, you're keep
Well,
quiet.
maybe I can tell you the
Quiet.
side view, right? Because we mostly talking about like a personal experience, how we
True.
all experienced burnout, right? So we've established that burning out is not about just being tired, right? So, and you do not become a worse person, but you do become a different seller because your performance definitely drops. And
Mm.
like being the side person, like the person who used to listen to all the calls and look at the sales funnel, This is the place that we typically look first at. So your sales funnel tells you the most where you can find all the signs of the burnout. And if we take the top of the funnel, I would say that typically this is the place where it gets noisy because people tend to start taking any meetings, or like Asil you said, or no meetings. So it's kind of like it's a signal because you either go for everything and you do not do anything, you do not qualify or disqualify, or you just like keep it silent, right? And
Mhm.
then if we get to the midsection, the mid funnel, I would say that we typically notice what that discovery becomes very shallow and people start
Mm.
asking less why questions. If we look at
Mhm.
the demos turn into the feature tour rather than problem solving, right? So
Mm.
I'll take you on the tour. Get ready. And
Right.
I would say that also deals start getting stalled just because people are afraid to bring somebody who has the power, right, to move the deal forward, or they just stick into one person and don't want to get involved in any other decision makers.
Mm.
Okay, and we also notice that the cycle stretches, and because of, like I said, like no one is bringing other decision makers to the table, and those tough conversations are not necessarily. Plus, if we talk about salespeople, my favorite is that most of the times we see that they do have a meeting in the calendar, but not with a clear next step, right? So it's just
Mm.
something that is in the calendar, but nothing specific, right? And if we look at the forecast, here we can see like two different variants that can happen. You either like make it very quiet, so you send back everything to stay safe, and or the other way is you hold on to maybes and you commit wishfully, right? So two variants, I would say. So you have to be very attentive and very careful when you're judging at that part, right?
Yeah.
And I would say that for me, I know what I've noticed among salespeople is that mostly burnout is not just a fatigue. It's not when you are just tired. It's definitely when you lose focus and you lose control. Okay. And obviously the revenue follows as well. So I would say that to avoid or prevent burnouts, you need to build a system so you can keep clarity on what is real and not real in your pipeline. And sales is not about doing a lot or doing more. Like remember in the beginning of the days when we were asked like how you gonna get more deals, we used to say I'm gonna qualify more leads, right? So it's
Mhm.
not about just doing more, but it's about doing what moves the numbers and cutting the rest. So I would say that my advice would be just to protect your focus. So if you protect your
Mm.
focus, your win rates go up, your cycles shorten, and your forecasts get cleaner. So, and even when you show up in front of your prospects, when you clear, direct, and present, definitely they notice that too. So, I would say that the most important thing, remember that your pipeline definitely mirrors your energy. So, you need to control your calendar and you need to protect your energy. And obviously, the numbers will follow.
Mm.
My thing.
Mhm.
True.
They
I
will. Yeah.
love you about this
Mm.
because you said something really, really important. Your pipeline mirrors your energy. Like, true, 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 completely true. And everybody remember the Pareto principle, right? 80, 20, 20 percentage you do, and 80 percentage you just get, right? So, here's this kind of a like missing piece. Your energy mirrors your subconscious. So again, pipeline mirrors your energy, and energy mirrors your subconscious. So your body always knows before your mind catches up, right? And the question is, are you in contact with your body and listen to yourself? And I would say what we can do right now. Now we've invited one guest, and I'm going to put her on the stage right now. And so let's make it more practical. Instead of talking about subconscious patterns,
Mhm.
we'll do a live mindset check according to her request. So how it's going to be, she will tell me her request, and because I do believe that person is not just a physical body and everything is in your energetic field, I will show you what is going on with her right now, and she will explain us what is going on in her pipeline, maybe if she willing to do so. So, and we will understand if kind of a prove to you how it works. So, ladies, just give me one moment, please. I'm going to
Okay.
That's
remove this.
exciting.
Hello, Valerie. Hello, hello. Could you hear and see me well? Valerie, could you hear and see me well? You cannot hear me. Just a second. If you don't hear me, could you hear me, Valerie, or not? Just a second. No. Could you be kind and just rejoin us? Um, just one second. Let me start her. Could you be kind and just rejoin us? Yeah. Let's just wait for a couple of minutes. It happens. What to do? Maybe her subconscious is against it because she's going to be uncovered. So let's wait at the stage. Okay, Valerie, what about right
Yeah,
now? Could you hear and see me well?
yeah, I think
One.
it's
Oh,
working now. Yeah,
okay, perfect. Thank you
fine.
so much. So happy to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. So, what I would like
Sure.
to do, because you agreed to be our, let's say, guinea pig, so sorry for that, but you're helping us a lot, and I'm really grateful for your energy and time. Because
Sure.
time is the most valuable resource. So right now, if you don't mind, just letting me know your request, and I will screenshot your picture. And according to your field, I will do the mindset check for you, and I will highlight you a couple of energy drains. And after that, I will send you the whole report. I'm not going to tell you everything today in this, online webinar. Nobody needs to hear that because maybe you have some secrets. But yeah, tell me, what is your request? What is going on right now in your life, and what would you
Sure.
like to improve?
Yeah, sure. So I actually heard that what you said today, and it was really helpful. First of all, I'd like to say that being a sales manager myself, I've been there. I experienced burnout and, of course, feeling tired. Currently, it's more likely I decided to change my career path, and I'm entering a new field, and I'm a newbie in a new field,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so that's why maybe I feel tired most of the time, and it's hard to concentrate on my work, and I always postpone tasks till the last minute till the very end. So I believe this is my request. Just would like to find out what can I do.
Mm-hmm. So, do you understand correctly that right now you have not a lot of energy, and you are a newbie, and you need to understand like what to do, and you cannot focus because you have some kind of fears behind that?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so let me check just one second. Um, So what I see right now, I will send you this written report. Yeah. Um, so what are two difficulties? First, we have different energy centers. You can double check another my video on LinkedIn or on YouTube channel about energy centers and levels of human reality. And right now we have two blocks. Number one, this is the second center. This center responsible for our energy, for our creativity, etc. And this center works for 44% out of 100. So it's very low because to be very energetic and driving a lot of money, creative ideas, etc., you have to, it must be working at least at 80 or 90%. And right now you have subconscious program like self-doubt program. So you always have some kind of doubts about yourself. And it also shows me that you have a perfectionism program. And after I tell you, please admit if this is about you or not. And number two, block number two, it's about the third center. Third center works for 39%. This is the center of our energy, our goals, some kind of an engine, like, yeah, I am doing this. And here you have programmed to postpone personal desires until everything else is done. So, and you have fear of wasting energy on a wrong decision. So that is why it's kind of a keep you freezing. It stops you to do anything at all. So you've decided, I don't want to waste energy to this one, so that is why I will be freezed. And the strongest energetic slowdown appears around this, like it calls solar plexus, because the third center is on the solar plexus. And because I mentioned that this center is associated with actions, moving forward, preparing, etc. You have delay. You always delay. I don't know how this is familiar in your life. Is it something about you, or this is completely wrong? Maybe.
Yeah, so now as you are telling that, and you're highlighting these things, I think that's all about myself, because yeah, as I mentioned, I always postpone tasks, right? And this delay not only true for my day-to-day work, but also my life, I believe.
Your life.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
So, and how this works, it doesn't mean you're lazy or something. That means that some kind of a subconscious computer program is inside you, and you need to just delete it and you write another one. I also would like to pay your attention to one thing, if you don't mind. Because our energy centers, because they call energy, right, and it gives energy, our life energy, to our organs and our health, etc. So all centers, they are connected to certain organs and to certain health issues and diseases. So I will tell you, you don't need to admit it right now because we are in online and maybe you don't want to, it's totally fine, but just keep it in mind. For the second center, the early signals you may notice right now, because it doesn't work really on a high level, right? It can be like emotional instability, guilt around your own desires. So when you wish, you just feel guilty, or you have creative blocks, or maybe you have difficulty enjoying your life. So that means that before you've been enjoying your morning coffee and walking, right now you don't enjoy all of this, or you have suppressed emotions. These are the symptoms which are telling you that if you don't do anything right now with that, you may probably face with kind of diseases like reproductive system issues, or women's gynecological issues, or low or high libido. I understand that this is maybe too much, but listen, guys who are watching this video, you need to take care of yourself. If you don't have energy, or you have a lot of energy drains, it's going to really influence your health sooner or later. And in terms of the third center, if you experience such signals like tension in the stomach, or feeling powerless, or you feel like nausea, or you have loss or very high appetite, or like overeating, or for example you have chronic fatigue, or again like low energy, anxiety when you're making decisions, so these are also the symptoms which you should pay attention to, because afterwards it can lead you to stomach problems, digestive issues, even stomach cancer, or liver or gallbladder problems, or even blood sugar imbalance. This is not a joke. This is very, very expensive for your body. So that is why I'm telling you, you should do something about this. I'm not going to ask you to admit if this is about you or not. Just keep it in mind, and I will send you the full report, and I will be waiting for your feedback. Because we agreed. If any one of you who are watching this video would like to get this mindset check, just DM me for a complimentary quick mindset check, and I will do it for you in exchange for your honest feedback on LinkedIn or Telegram. No need to like tell me whatever you don't feel. Just tell me the real one. If this is about you, it's okay. If not, it's totally fine as well. So I don't know, Valerie, if you'd like to add anything else, maybe according to what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Ina, for this. I don't know how it goes, but it's a. I think it's a description. It's a very precise description what I'm feeling and what I have, and I think I need to really think over what to do next and to help myself not to feel
Drain
any
completely
worse
and
or
burn out.
yeah, yeah, true,
No worries, no worries. I
sure.
mean, like every time happens, everything happens for the reason and on the right time. So we're on the right time. We do really appreciate your time today. I will be waiting for your feedback. And in case any questions, you definitely know where to find me. Okay.
Yeah, thanks so
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. Thank you. So, ladies, hey, coming back. So, again, guys, DM me to discover what's currently driving your energy. And I would say during this webinar, we've explored the root causes of sales burnout and demonstrated the burnout technology through a real life experience. Now, I'd like to share what you can start doing today to begin moving out of this burnout state. So, Natalie, would you mind starting?
I think Natalie,
Oh,
either she has connection issues
oh, no
or
worries. No
Oh,
worries.
no,
yeah.
no, no, I don't.
Okay,
I'm
you're
here.
back. Okay.
I've got some work to do. Sorry.
Multitasker woman. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, just, to sum up and maybe recommendation or a life hack or advice, whatever, just for everyone in this room. Well, if you are a salesperson, just, like have this honest conversation with your leader, not a complaint, but a conversation. Just say, I want to bring my best energy to this role. So again, this comes from my perspective. So I want to bring my best energy to this role and I need your support to do that. So can we talk about this, like about what I need from you to feel empowered, not just pushed and pushed harder. And if you are a leader, just ask yourself this question, and I mean really ask, uh, would I want to work for me? Because if the answer isn't a resounding yes, you've got work to do. And like a conclusion from my side, sales is hard enough. The market is uncertain, the quotas are high, and the clients are definitely demanding. But the one thing that should not be draining your energy, it's your leadership. Because when leaders, when they get it right, when they create clarity, support, and human connection, the energy in the team is just unstoppable. But when they get it wrong, even your best salespeople, they will eventually fade away, like you also did it. And
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
so what are you doing to protect your energy, and what are you doing to protect the energy of the people around you? Because energy isn't infinite, but when it's fueled right, it's the most powerful sales tool in the world. I'm very uh, convinced in this part. So,
Yes. Tiana, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Since I talked about the pipeline, I obviously will continue to propaganda with my pipeline hygiene, right? So I do recommend blocking every Friday, for like example, like a slot for 30 minutes where you definitely look at your pipeline, get rid of the dead deals, I would say. Do not be scared to see if you see there's something wrong with it, like just drop it, and also, I also recommend doing, for example, a daily, a 60-minute block in your calendar as well, so you can prepare for your discoveries, you can prepare for your research, maybe a follow up where you can do a proper follow up, just to think about it and create those steps, you know. And you have to treat it as something that you cannot miss and you cannot skip. And during that time, no slack, no phones, no emails, just treat it like a real meeting that you have to attend and you have to be just committed. Okay. And of course, proper sleep, physical exercise. Proper sleep is the best one for me. Works for me though.
True, true, true. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Asel,
absolutely.
would you like to add anything else? So I will go.
I guess I just, yeah, I mean, in terms of what Tiana is saying, I would definitely support that. It's like blocking and um, blocking your calendar, basically. I mean, think of it, do it like your life depends on it, because it does. Your time is so precious, is so valuable. Just like Inna said, it's the most precious and irreplaceable resource that you have. And so what I did, what really helped me is that in the middle of the week on Wednesday, I would block my calendar completely, have no meetings. It would just be the day when I would constantly just focus with the pipeline, work with the deals, and just kind of do the strategic stuff, right? Not operational stuff. So that was really like a big game changer for me. What I also did was learned to push back. You got to have a say in your KPIs. They don't have to be set by the company, by what are rules that were made up. If you don't agree with the KPIs that are being set, the activities that you should do, tell them. Tell your leadership, tell your manager, say, I don't think this is the right thing for me. I have other things that I think I should be doing that would generate more value. That was the case
Sorry
for
for
me.
interrupting. Sorry for interrupting,
So
but I did this. It was the worst.
really, work second term for me,
It takes
because
time. It takes time. You have
That's
to
because
establish
she's
I
the
think we also have
relationship,
to do
right?
it the right way, because I was already doing other things
Okay, okay.
and I
because
believed in
Asil, she
them.
had a
Please teach
manager,
me.
not a leader.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sorry.
it really worked for me. Yeah, just so I focused on the things that I believed in, that I enjoy doing, instead of the things that were I was supposed to do. Yeah, so those are the two things.
Not
Okay.
right through the door, though.
Come
Yeah, but
again?
Not like,
in my experience, unfortunately, I did this and it was worst. So, but anyway, from my perspective, if you don't mind, I would like to add a couple of more words. First, I would say from the mindset, you need to admit it. You need to stop pushing yourself harder. Just admit that I'm no longer have enough energy, so I want to lay down. That's it. Just admit. The second one, I would support Tiana in that way, because to stop the energy leaks and reset your nervous system, you need to do any exercises, because all energy is inside our body. You can swim, you can do your breath work. By the way, after this conversation, I have to run in 3 minutes to the breath work class. So, so sorry. And just remember yourself whenever you were able to walk for 30 minutes and how you felt after that. Even if you walk 10 minutes, at least start from 10, whatever.
Much
I
better.
also, yeah, 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 true. It's anyway, it's better than do nothing. Another important thing, we need to change the meaning of rejection. So, for example, if your client said no or something happened, just rewrite it in your brain. They didn't reject me. Use another explanation for yourself. They rejected the offer, timing, or solution, not my value as a person. And whenever you relax, you just, relax your tension inside the body. And as Asil actually mentioned, I totally agree with that. The only two things that truly belong to you, it is your attention and your time you've been given. So before proving yourself to the world, before spending more of your energy, ask yourself in the morning, is this really where I want to invest my most valuable resource, my time and my attention? Because your future isn't built in one big decision. It is built by small choices you make every day. And those daily investments eventually become your reality. This is it.
so
And
true.
we'd love to invite you with ladies to our next live dialogue. Yeah, how we did end up, how we did all end up in sales. And during this dialogue, we will explore how marketing and external expectations can shape our career choices, and why so many people end up trading their energy and natural talents for paycheck. And we will also discover why you should stop doing this and find your true place before 2028. Don't miss this webinar, it's very important. And I will be grateful for your likes or posts so that content will be highlighted by the system to those who truly need to hear and see that. See you next time, and thank you so much for being with us during 1 hour.
Thank
Thank
you,
God it's
ladies. It's
Friday.
been a pleasure. Look forward to, yes, thank God it's Friday.
Thank
Thank
you,
God.
thank you.
Yay.
All
Okay, see
right.
you,
See you
ladies. Have a
all.
Bye.
nice
Have a
day.
great
Bye.
weekend.
Bye, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.